Sure. I think if we think about AI as an intelligent system, right? Historically, what humans are used to is mechanization or automation, right? Where you're saying that I can take a standard task and I can automate it so that it just processes and does its job. What artificial intelligence adds to that piece is that it actually adds the power of decision making. So regular routine machines don't make decisions, they just act. Whereas with artificial intelligence, you actually encode the data differently into a form of knowledge representation. So this empowers the machine to evaluate its environment and make a decision to achieve its objective. When you couple this with machine learning, it actually learns from its past experience and what you train it with. So its successes and failures help it to become better. We've recently made astounding leaps inside this field, which is where you're seeing all the latest buzz come out from. Research has advanced quite significantly thanks to computing power, thanks to additional methods in computing power, right, as well as recent research has really helped the steps forward in terms of enhancing the way machines can learn, store, and process that data. So what we're about to see is a very significant shift in what machines can do for us. Historically, let's take the simple act of talking to somebody over the phone, right? Historically, we've always thought that it's only people that can talk to us. You have the large guys like Google, which have released the speech API, which now allows that to take streaming audio, convert it into streaming text, have a machine render it and understand exactly what you're saying in real time. It's only a little bit further and you'll be able to actually re-render that as a response in text-to-speech in a way that a human won't be able to tell the difference. So if you think of telecalling will now just going from buildings and buildings of people go down to 2 racks inside a server room. So there's a huge volume of jobs which are going to be impacted just like this. That's a very general question to ask what sectors will be impacted because today we can't see directly exactly what's going to change. All we can tell you is the things that we can see right now. So if you take something simple like making a potato chip and getting into a supermarket for somebody to buy, there's lots of humans involved in that process. Startups exist today which can mechanize that whole thing and then on top of that add AI to it, right? So that there are no humans involved except for the eating. Right? So farming can be done by robots, right? They can pull weeds out the ground by themselves. And white collar, right? So what's happening with white collar? Let's take what Lucep does with data science, right? Small businesses can't afford their own data scientists to sit there analyzing data, right? Our AI does that for you. We segment your customers for you, redesign your site for you so that it engages with your customers in an ideal way. Historically, this requires people. So white collar jobs are as impacted, right? Telesales is also white collar. So if we take India's economy, right, India in the next 4 years, 2020, will have the youngest, it's projected to have the youngest workforce in the world, right? So big question, what are they trained to do, right? And what is it that they're trained to do that's going to be impacted? Today, historically, year on year, the volume of jobs in agriculture in India has gone down, right? But a sudden leap downwards would cause big problems, but that's what can come because we're already seeing robotics going into the farms. Right, so now you'll have drones which are surveying all the farms, you'll have robots which are doing all the planting and weeding and everything by themselves. Right, so the impact to those sort of jobs will be large. Right, in terms of what it is we're training our youth for today, is what they know now going to be relevant 10 years from today? Because all the jobs that are going to be coming up will largely be machine assisted or machine owned. Right, so we will soon have to be working very closely with robots. Take doctors and IBM's Watson, right? It's huge, right? The impact IBM's having on the medical profession is huge, right? And so what you're going to find is that there's an ability for us to serve patients better. Today, there's one very simple thing that humans fail to do as quickly as machines, and that's learn, right? Because one doctor that sees one case here knows that, and his immediate circle knows that, maybe he publishes a paper on it, and a few people get to see it. With Watson, it just has to do one case, and all other Watson deployments know what's happened, and they learn much faster. You've got other startups in this space, Indian startups like Flutura, right, which are doing machine management. So, we thought maybe we'd be able to have jobs in maintaining machines and making robots. Flutura is actively working to allow machines to monitor themselves, right? So it's only a brief matter of time before robots actually start taking care of themselves, right? So it's a very big question, what jobs will be left for us? And you cannot see what you don't know yet.